Chapter 17, marketing strategy. When we talk about marketing strategy, basically we're talking about reaching an objective. So what we need the right combination of the marketing mix. We need the right combination of the marketing mix to help us with a plan to achieve a business objective. That is what marketing strategy is about.
Yes.
So let's go down. Marketing strategy. A marketing strategy is a plan to combine the right combination of the four elements of the marketing mix for a product or service to achieve a particular marketing objectives. So objective or objective. So the marketing strategy developed by a business will depend on the size of the market and the number and size of competitors. It will need to identify the marketing objectives of the business, the target market, and the finance available. This is called the marketing budget. So there's a marketing strategy which will help you to achieve your marketing objective. So your marketing objective is there, but you can't even get there without having a marketing budget. So which talks about the financial aspects of your plan. So the marketing objective could include one, increasing sales of an existing product or service by selling to new markets or selling more to the existing markets. So one of the marketing objectives might be to increase your sales. And when you are increasing your sales, it might be like finding a new market or increasing sales within the existing one. The market, okay. Increasing sales of a product or service by improving its extension strategy, using extension strategy like repackaging and whatever you can do, repackaging it, finding new use for the product. These are extension strategy. Achieving a target market share with a newly launched product. Another objective might be to achieve a market share, a targeted market share. That means a percentage of the market share for a product that is newly launched to the market. Or increasing your market share, that means for existing products, or maintaining market share if competition is increasing. So another objective could be you maintaining that status quo. The market share you have, you maintaining it. Could be an objective too. That means you are consistent. Increasing sales in a niche market. So you might even go into a niche market by diversifying. So these are different business objectives that could be reached. But how do you get there? You have to get there through marketing mix. Right combination here. The right combination of place, price, promotion, and products. You need all these things to combine them to bring out a market plan. So we'll go to the importance of marketing mix in influencing consumer decisions. The four elements of the marketing mix are important in influencing consumer decisions when developing the marketing strategy aimed at a specific target market. If the marketing strategy does not combine the elements of the marketing mix correctly, then the marketing objective will not be achieved. Importance of the marketing mix in influencing consumer decisions. So here we're talking about the benefits of using marketing mix to influence consumer decisions. So the four elements of marketing mix are important in influencing consumer decisions when developing a marketing strategy aimed at a specific target market. If the marketing strategy does not combine the elements of the marketing mix correctly, then the marketing objective will not be achieved. So for you to achieve your marketing objective, you need to combine the marketing mix. And if it is not combined correctly, if price does not match in with place or the product or promotion, then you might not be able to achieve your marketing objective. That's the point they're making. So if you are able to do that well, then it might be the reason why consumers will buy your product. Get it?
Yes.
So, for example, a product which meets customer needs and is priced at a suitable price, which the target market is prepared to pay, but potential customers are not informed about it. Promotion there is ineffective. The price is good, it's affordable. The product has the quality, but customers are not aware about the product. That means there's no combination. The right combination is missing. We need the right price, the right place, a quality product, and effective promotion.
Yes.
So this is the right combination we're talking about. So if one is missing on the product side now, the product is there, the price is good, but consumers are not aware about the product, so they are not going to buy. They don't know about the product. They don't know if it exists or not. A product which does not meet the needs of the target market will not sell at any price, even if it is heavily advertised. Here, we're talking about meeting the needs of, that is expectation, meeting the needs of, quality is about meeting customers' expectation. So if the product does not meet customers' expectation, that means quality is lacking. no matter what advert you do, no matter what promotion method you use, it is not going to be sold. Customers will not buy it. So the marketing strategy, the combination of the 4 elements of the marketing mix, we need adapting throughout a product life cycle to ensure that consumers' decisions are being influenced positively. So consumers will take decisions basically on a product based on the combination of the marketing mix, which is what you want to achieve as a business. So for the product, they say, is the product now, for the target market, we're talking about the customers. What do they think about the product? What do they think about the price? What do they think about the place? What do they think about the promotion? So you need the right combination of these things to hit the targets, to convince customers to buy. So being able to convince customers to buy means that you have combined them with your marketing strategy. So your marketing strategy must be intact based on using these elements, the 4 marketing elements: price, place, promotion, and place, and product. Being able to combine them together will help your strategy to convince customers. So what are those things you have to think about when it comes to products? Is the product new or innovative, or an existing product? What type of product does the target market like? Does the product need to be changed to meet customer taste? So these are questions about the product that has to be answered for a right combination of products. For price, what price will the target customer be willing to pay? What price do competitors charge? So you need to know competitors' prices and the price that is affordable for customers. That is the right combination of price. Then the place. We're talking about where does the target market buy its product? Where should the product be sold? What channel of distribution should be used? What channel of distribution do competitors use? So for the right combination of place, you need to check. It's about the convenience of customers. So the first thing is, where do you think the product should be sold? Where do the targeted customers, use to buy the product? Where do your competitors sell their products? Which channel of distribution is being used? These are questions that have to be answered for you to have the right combination of place. Then promotion. What method of promotion should be used to attract the target market? What methods do competitors use? What budget is available for promotion? So for the right combination of promotion, you need to understand where your what type of promotional method your competitors are using. What kind of promotion method do you want to use? What is your budget for this method? It needs to be answered. I think it's clear. So if you are able to answer all these questions, that means you have combined the marketing mix well to strategize your business objective so as you can reach your business objective. I think it's clear. So we'll go to recommending and justifying the marketing strategy in given circumstances. So if you are asked to recommend and justify a marketing strategy for a business, consider and develop these points in your answers. Marketing objective, for example, is it to increase sales or to launch new products? Marketing budget, target market, balanced marketing mix. So what they are saying is this: if you have to justify these things, these are different circumstances that might occur. But for you as a business, you should be able to make points out of these things when it comes to, okay, for example, marketing objectives. So if the business is to increase sales, why does the business want to increase sales? You need to understand why. And is it the right time for the business to increase the sales? You need to confirm that. For marketing budget, what kind of amount is available? And do you think it's going to be effective or not? So these are questions that you have to answer before saying yes or no. Target market, for example, high-income consumers or families with young children. So who are your target markets? If the product is made already. So if the product is made, which kind of customers do you want to sell these products to? Do you think these customers will be able to afford this kind of product or not? That will be based on their level of income. That is the point they are making there. Then, how you balance the marketing mix, how you use your 4 elements. They said, do all 4 elements of the mix fit together and tell the same story about the product? So the price, the place, the product, and the promotion that you are using, do they have the same thing in common? Are they portraying the right image of what you are selling? You know, you might see a product, and when they tell you the price, you'll be like, this product for this price? No way. At this place, why would they sell this such product even in this environment? These are questions that must not be asked. So if questions are asked about these things, then you are not using the right combination.
Yes.
It's just like you seeing jewelry in a retail shop.
Jewelry in a retail shop.
In a retail shop, in supermarkets.
Yeah.
So you're like, what's wrong? Something is missing.
Yeah.
That is not the right place.
Yes.
Do you understand? That's what they are saying there.
Jewelry in a retail shop. Good example.
Yeah. So that's what they are trying to say there anyway. So we go to pricing policy. They said price skimming has few or no competitors. So when you are using price, so now still on your price on your marketing strategy, they are thinking about different pricing strategies you have to use. For price, when you are using price, you have to think about who are your competitors. Do you have competitors or you don't have competitors? If you have few competitors or you don't have competitors, then you can use price skimming. Scroll down.
At the 50.
Now, after it, going to pricing policy.
Policy.
Yeah.
It's not legal control.
17.2. Scroll down after 17.2.
Legal control of marketing.
Price skimming. 545. PDF 545.
545.
545.
Okay, pricing policy, right?
Yeah.
That's the activity.
Is it an activity?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is it an activity? Let me see. Oh, it's part of the activity. No, we don't need to do that. Oh, okay, it's part of the activity. Okay, we'll go to legal controls then. Right?
Yeah.
So go to legal controls on marketing. Consumers can be easily misled. It is quite easy to sell consumer goods that are either unsuitable for the purpose intended or that fail to perform as the manufacturer claimed. This is not because consumers are stupid. It is because products are now so complicated and technical that it is very difficult for the consumer to know how good they are or how they are likely to work. Also, modern advertising can be so persuasive that nearly all of us would be sold products, even if they were later discovered to be of poor quality or not as good as the advert claimed. Consumer needs protection against businesses which could unfortunately take advantage of the consumer's lack of knowledge and lack of accurate product information. So why did they come up with legal controls on marketing? They come up with legal controls on marketing because of how technical goods are these days. Consumers lack information. There's asymmetric information regarding the product. So we might have even buy the product without understanding how it works. So these things make consumers to be vulnerable. As a result, consumers need to be protected with legislation, with laws.
Yes.
Businesses want to sell. Businesses want to sell. So they will be ruthless. They don't care about you. They don't have empathy. They just want to sell the product. They just want to make money. As a result, they might be hiding some information from you. They will tell you, they will give you false advertisement.
Information gap.
So there's information gap. So this gap has to be closed. And who can do this? Government. So that's why government will come up with legislation, laws. So in the UK, the laws on consumer protection are typical of those existing in most countries and include some of the following forms of consumer protection: ways and measures. So retailers and producers commit an offense if they sell underweight goods or if the weighing equipment they use is inaccurate. Some goods, you buy them with kilo. So kilos have specific amounts. So if you are selling a product that does not fit into that way, that means you've committed an offense. You are liable. Trade description. It is illegal to give the consumer a deliberately misleading impression about a product. For example, it is illegal to state that a pair of trousers is made of wool when it is made of cotton. Advertisement must therefore be truthful. So here they're talking about giving false information about the origin of the product. It is not ideal. So whatever description you are giving to customers, it has to be the real description.
Okay.
Sale of goods. It is illegal to sell products which have serious flaws or problems. That is, they are not of a satisfactory quality. Products which are not fit for the purpose intended by the consumer. For example, if the consumer asks for a drill to make holes in walls and is sold one which is only suitable for wood, but which do not perform as described on the label or by the retailer, for example, if the label states these shoes are completely waterproof and they leak the first time they are used. So whatever goods you are selling, you have to sell the right products based on consumers' expectation. If you are selling goods that do not meet consumers' expectation, you are liable. Supply of Goods and Services Act. This act does the same for the services as the sales of goods act does for good products. A service must be provided with reasonable skills and care. So for the sales of goods act, we're talking about sales, the services. So whatever service you are given, you should give quality service. And you should let the right person give the service. Just like give the right teachers the right job. Don't just call teachers and because you say you have good teachers and they are not good teachers. It is illegal to make misleading pricing claims such as £40 off for this weekend only when the product was being sold for the same price the previous week. Most importantly, the law makes retailers and manufacturers liable, that is responsible for any damage which their faulty goods might cause. Anyone injured by faulty goods can take the supplier to the court and ask for compensation. So it is legal to give a misleading price. Like what they just said there. They said it's £40 for this week. And even last week you sold it for £40. Why are you lying about the price? So you want them to buy right now because the price might increase next week, which you still sold it for £40 last week. So that's wrong. It's misleading. The Consumer Contracts Regulation. These are formally distance selling regulations. Allow customers a cooling off period of 14 working days when products are not bought in a face-to-face situation, such as with internet shopping. This means that they can change their mind about purchasing the good or service. For goods, this starts from the day after the goods are delivered, and for the services, it is 14 working days from the contract being agreed. These regulations apply to all transactions carried out over a distance from the retailer, such as online shopping. So here we're talking about consumer contract regulations, which allow you as a consumer to return a product which is not bought online, which is not bought face-to-face, physically. Maybe you ordered it online. So within the 14 days, you have to return it if you don't want it anymore. Do you understand? So that's what they are saying there. That is if the product, if the product or service is given to you online. That means you don't have a physical contact with the product or service. So they have different types of consumer protection laws from Pakistan and South Africa. Basically, what we're talking about they are just different laws in different countries protecting consumers.
Yes.
So let me see. These ones are not important. They just go down. So go to growth potential of new markets in other countries, opportunities. So here, what they are talking about here is what you going to a new market, you trying to extend your product or expand your product in a new market. What are the opportunities you have and what are the threats, let's say? So these days, a large number of businesses market their products in many different countries. Why has there been this trend towards more globalization of business? One, reasons for globalization of business are one, business in other countries might have much greater growth potential than existing markets. Countries in different parts of the world are now developing and seeing their populations enjoying rising incomes. This provides opportunities for entering new markets abroad. So one of the benefits of entering new markets abroad is that countries now they have high income population. People now earn more in terms of their income, which means they can spend more. As a result, they'll be able to buy a lot of things. So it is a good potential for the business because the income level is increasing in different countries, which means if you are taking your product there, your product might as well be sold. Because the level of income is increasing and people have much money to spend. Two, all markets might be saturated and this new market gives the chance for higher sales. The old markets might not be selling anymore. So the existing market might not be selling anymore. there's no tendency for growth anymore. So there's no further growth. So the only chance for you to increase your sales is to take it to a new market. The third one, there's a wider choice of location to produce products, and this encourages businesses to sell as well as produce in these countries. The business will have more information about this market and be better placed to sell to them as well. Another reasons why there's globalization of business is that in different countries, you might have the opportunity to extract raw materials there. So that means you are able to extract raw materials there and convert the raw materials to finished goods to be able to sell there. So you have the opportunity to extract. So that means you can take your factory there, extract the raw materials there, convert it to finished goods there, then you sell.
So there or in
Yeah, so then you can export it from there. So it means the opportunity to have your product manufactured in a country is there. So that makes that motivates you to want to go there.
Yes.
Trade barriers. They said trade barriers have been lowered in many parts of the world, making it easier and more profitable now to enter this market. So there is softened regulations. Regulations are softened, unlike before. We go to problems of entering foreign markets. Are you there?
Okay.
Yeah, problems of entering foreign markets. One, lack of knowledge. The business may not be aware of competitors or habits of consumers in these markets. For example, where do most people do their shopping? So one of the problems about entering a new market, we're talking about taking your product abroad, expanding your sales. So the first problem you might encounter when you're going abroad is that you might not have the knowledge about consumers spending, how they spend, where they buy. You might not have the knowledge. So you lack information about consumers' attitude, consumers' way in that country. So that's why you might use agents. Because agents, that's why you might use agents, because agents have knowledge about that market you are coming into.
Yes.
So that's the first problem. So cultural differences, religion or culture may mean that some products won't sell in another market. For example, alcohol products will not be sold in most Middle Eastern countries. So another problem about it is the cultural differences. So their way of life. So just the example they make here, you might not be able to sell alcohol even in Libya. You might not be able, you won't be able to sell it. So any business that is coming should understand the culture of the Libyans before it brings its products. That's the second reason. The third one, exchange rate changes. If the exchange rate is not very stable, then exchange rate can mean that the prices of the imported goods change and the product can become too expensive to sell in the new market. So if the exchange rate is higher, if it's falling, then price of import increases.
Yes.
Do you understand? Price of import increases, which might not be good for the products, for the business. Import restrictions. So there might be tariffs or quotas. So these are regulations these are trade restrictions that might affect your business going into the new market. Increased risk of non-payments. Method of payment may be different in this new market, and it may be more difficult to be certain that payments for imported goods will be made. So their method of payment, how do they make payments in this country? Do they use cards or they are not? Is it about cash? So these things are also important. You have to understand their monetary policy.
Yeah, monetary policy.
Yeah, you need to understand their monetary policy for you to be able to sell there. Increased transport costs. So as products have to be transported over long distances, the cost of getting products to market will increase. However, there have been benefits from using. So transportation is another point that you have to think about. Where is your product going to be situated? Is it far away from the channel of distribution, or is it far away from customers? You need to understand this because you have to cover the cost of coming to the new market. At the beginning, you have to cover all these costs.
Yes.
So these are problems you might encounter entering a new market abroad. I think it's clear.
It's when they say the competitor, like if it's competitive.
Well, you go into that market, competitiveness, it's a market. So there's competitiveness, but that is what you can deal with.
Yeah, it's like a problem, right? If it was competitive.
It's competitive, it's a competitive market. But you finding opportunity to be there, you will be ready for the competition.
Oh yeah. You already, yeah.
Yeah, you would have already you going to that market, it's competitive.
You're all good.
So you are well equipped. Yeah. So we're talking about problems you might just encounter.
Yeah.
I think it's clear. Okay. So methods to overcome the problems entering new markets abroad. So methods methods to overcome the problems of entering new markets abroad. We've talked about the problems. So how do you overcome them? The first one is joint ventures. You can use a joint venture. When we talk about a joint venture, that means your own business, my own business, we're putting aside and forming a new business.
Yeah.
That's a joint venture. So your business is still in operations, my business is still in operations. But because I am here, but you are coming to meet me here. So we're going to share the same space, the same space, the same premises to start a new business. That's the joint venture. So because I have the idea of the market, so it becomes easier for you. So this allows the business to gain important local knowledge so that culture and customs can be adapted to enable a more successful entry into the new market. So it allows you to understand the market by joining up with a business that is already in existence in that market. I think it's clear. The second one. The problems about it. They said the risk of entering markets abroad are therefore reduced, but also shared between the partners' businesses main limitations. Minor conflict between the two businesses, profit share. So the problem about joint venture is that there might be conflicts in terms of managing the business, the new business, and two, you have to share the profits. The second way is licensing. So licensing, this is where the business gives permission for another company in the new market being entered to produce a branded or patented products under license. This means that the products do not have to be physically transported to the new product, which saves time and transport costs and get around trade restrictions. So here, when you license, it means you allow a business in that country to use your brand, to use your label to produce the product on your behalf. So you don't have to go there. So the business there has the license to produce your product. I think it's clear. That's another method. But the problem about that is that one, the quality problem. The quality might not be the same as yours. Do you understand? Licensee now have access to information about how the product is made. You develop a better version and become a competitor. So you give them the license and they might become your competitor because you gave them access. So they might do more better, they might provide or produce a more better product than yours. That's another problem. International franchising. This means that the foreign franchisees are used to operate. So here we're talking about franchise. You can enter a new market with franchise. So getting a franchise. Do you understand? So, but the problem about the problem about franchising is that one quality problem of poor service offered by franchisee could damage brand image. So if you're allowing the franchisee, their own negligence or mistake might cost the brand of the product. So training and support we needed by the franchisor has to carry out training. So which is a cost. Another method is localizing existing brands. So there's a phrase thinking global, acting local. We call it thinking global, acting local. So what you do is the local brand, the local business, you allow the local business to produce it. It's a local business. Look at this, which is being used by several global businesses. It means that there is still a common brand image for the business, but it is adapted to local taste and culture, therefore increasing sales. So they're going to produce the products locally with the brand image of an international repute. It is global, but they are thinking local. Did you get the point here? They're going to produce the product locally, but in a way that when you see the product, you think you're buying the main product, but it is not the main product. It is made locally. Do you understand?
Yes.
You think about it like, oh, it's a global product. Oh, it's an international product, but it is being produced locally.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then what are the problems about this? Maybe less successful than a new product made to meet local cultures and market conditions. Because there's a global touch in it, it might not be as successful as those ones that the community are used to buying. Do you understand?
Yes.
It has international touch in it. So it's not going to be like the ones we used to buy locally. So it might not be selling as it's supposed to sell. Two, especially to change packaging, promotion, and so on for each market the product is sold in. So here you need packaging. So and that is expensive. You need to promote it. That is expensive. Everything has to be changed. These are not things that will come easily. You have to change logistic. You might even need to change. You might even need to bring experts to get these things done. So that is expensive for the business. Is that all about the topic?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So we end the chapter there. And our next topic will be what? I think our next topic will be
Section 4 operation
section 4.
management. Yeah.
Okay. Operation management. Okay.
There are 5 sections, right?